Digging in my crate of thoughts, excavate words to create a rhyme exhibit to satisfy the worst critic. Theories unify like the Hasidics for rhyme physics, specifically how to change my rhyme density sensibly from A to Z, 1 to 26. Black flicks intertwined in CI's double helix.
Okay, American business, we're talking about like business, right? All businesses go through a time where the business is so new, no one can control it. You know what I mean? Like the internet at some point, no one could control the internet for a long time. Or, I'm trying to think of another example. I'm getting to hip hop, but there are different businesses. When business is just getting started, you know, when you're in your entrepreneurial phase, and big companies can't control small things because then, you know, the nature of a big company is like to be big and to deal with scale. So, okay, organic food. That's another example I can give besides that. Organic food, when organic food really started taking off, the big companies were like, it's not worth our while. But once they started seeing the money that was in it, it was to their benefit to now buy those companies. You know what I'm saying? Buy Boca, buy this company, buy that one, Odwalla. You know what I'm saying? It was to their benefit to say, okay, we're going to buy them, and now we're going to manage them because we know how to manage it once it gets to scale. But in the beginning, it's like the Wild Wild West, and somebody can come in and run a business and get paid. Right? So that's how it happens. Hip-hop has gone through the same thing. Hip-hop for a long time was like the Wild Wild West. No one could control it. You had all these independent record labels. You just had a whole bunch of different type of things going on. Then, in the mid-90s, the labels started to learn how to control the music. You know what I mean? It went to scale. It went to scale to say, if I want my music played worldwide, I have to go with a record label. You know what I mean? That's what started to occur. So when that started to occur, now we're going to, because we're to scale and we deal in scale. We don't deal in small volumes of niche markets. We deal in scale. They say, all right, well, we're going to sell what gives scale. We're not trying to sell just whatever these 30,000 people over here want or 40,000 people. We want to sell a record that's going to go gold. And besides Wu-Tang, that conscious shit isn't going gold. You know what I mean? And then when they saw like the raucous era, it was a Wild Wild West. Label people coming out, getting paid on worldwide tours, and what happened? They all went to major labels. Right? Nobody, quote unquote, stayed independent. Understandably. You know, besides Mos Def, you know, he just goes his own route. But you know what I mean? So that happened again. So, okay, all these raucous came out. You had Pharoah Monch, you had, you know, Mos Def, you had Kweli, that all was doing their thing. The label said, all right, we grabbing them all up. Then the internet made it wild again. And now they're structuring it again. You know what I'm saying? Now you look at like Wiz, you're like, yeah, he signed to Atlantic Records. Wiz is not on a, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's on an independent label, but he signed to Atlantic Records for a 360 deal. You know what I mean? So now they're controlling this whole internet structure again. Because now you look at all the independent guys that's gotten big on the internet, and they're all signed now. There's nobody that's just like solo, like, you know what I mean? Spitter signed to Def Jam, Big Crit signed to Def Jam, Wiz signed to Atlantic, you know what I'm saying? Donnie signed to Atlantic, you know what I mean? Hill signed to Atlantic. So you can look at everybody in any kind of world, not just conscious, look at anything. They're all being structured now to be with the labels, which I think is all going to be it's not going to be to their benefit. You know what I mean? Long term. To me, when you're talking about that level of independence, you know what I mean? If you really want to do this as a career, unless you do the Immortal Technique route, you know what I mean? And really just vertically integrate your whole thing. You control everything from top to bottom. And you don't put out any other records but your own. That's the other thing. That's, you know, people like Immortal Technique, what else does he put out besides his stuff? And one other rapper, I think, here. You know what I'm saying? So that way, hey, well, you don't have to be trying to put a record out that may not sell. He knows whenever he does put a record out, it's going to sell 100,000 copies, which pays for his record label and some. So I say all that to say that where the conscious voices kind of went away is when hip-hop figured out and went to scale, and the major labels knew how to take over and kind of run hip-hop. Mixtape started allowing everyone to be able to rap. You know what I mean? Mixtape made everyone rap. It took it from, you have to find a producer and get a beat. Even though that's small, that was a big thing. Like, yo, I have to find a guy that makes a beat. We have to go listen to the beat. We have to go to the studio at that point, do it together. You know what I mean? Where mixtape was like, man, I have an instrument, I'm a rapper today, right now, and I have a label. You know what I'm saying? We have a Green Mango label right now, Green Mango Records, just because we sat here and rapped together. So, because everyone became a rapper, then you're going to have fewer fans. You're going to have fewer people that are like, yo, man, I love your music. Let me come out and support. Because even if I love your music, I want to be a rapper too, so therefore I'm not going to show you with so much love. Because I want to rap. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a superstar, and now you're taking away my shine. You know what I mean? The thing is this, how many rappers here can get 300 to 400 people in a room? Paying customers that pay $10 to come see a show. Once that happens, you have an industry. Because if you get 3 artists that can do that, now they made $4,000 that night. $4,000 that night just for either them to perform or them and other people. Now you have to scale where you can pay a person. Frankly, a lot of rappers that don't have enough fans to get, or they share, everyone share fans. So let's say Quest, Beatty, and not Ajax, like one other rapper, like not Kid A, because he's down with y'all too, but like one other guy, you say one other person, like they do a show, well, they all share fans. So there's no multiple of money here. It's just the same fans spending the same money. You know what I mean? And everyone has the CDs because they're all on the internet, so no one's buying anything. You know, which is a whole other issue in my estimation. So you can't make enough money. You can only do it at the Shadow Lounge because you'll make enough to cover your, you cover yourself and call it a day. So a lot of the artists have to me, have to do a better job of getting a dedicated, focused fan base, and then the venues will open up. You know what I mean? But until it's like that, until someone can say, you know what, I'm going to go over to Formula 412 is the only one that can do it. But because Masai knows, he knows how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just through the history of doing the music, he knows how to do it. He knows just how to say, okay, I'm going to bring all these guys together. You tell all your 20, 30 people that love you to come. You tell all these people to come. I'm going to give y'all t-shirts. It's people that have been following Masai since 1992. And every time we do a show, it's going to be foreign people. And then once people know that, they're going to pay them accordingly. Because they see, damn, you threw your own party. And you got 400, 500 people. So shit, if we know we can pay you and people are going to come. So they're the only ones in the city that, to me, have cracked that nut. Right. You know what I mean? And then sometimes what happens is an artist is big. Like I think, some artists are big when you get them, but then by the time that you get a show done, they're not big anymore. Pittsburgh's also a town that people come in and out of all the time. So whenever you have like a college crowd or a young crowd, that's definitely not a dependable effort. That's not a dependable crowd here. Because they're going to be home. Somebody left school. Somebody can't come out. I mean, there's all different kind of reasons. You know what I mean? Whereas, if you have a crowd that's like not subject to all those kind of things. So. But I was going to take my SATs, so I was 17. And I was walking the place to get there. I had to walk like a mile and a half, like to get to the place to take the SATs. And I was walking, so it was a Saturday morning, of course, and it was about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So I'm walking down the street, and there's in Philly, the fire hydrants that are open. So the fire hydrant was open, there was like a small child, maybe about 2 or 3 at that time, that was actually like, in some way they were bathing themselves in the fire hydrant. Like, playing in the fire hydrant. And with nobody outside, no clear, it wasn't nobody near that looked like they were coming outside the next couple of minutes. Like the street was bare, it was 8 o'clock in the morning. And that image has stuck with me in the sense of understanding that in America, there are 2 Americas. There are 2 Americas. They're just like there are 2 Pittsburghs, and they're very different. The Pittsburgh we're in right now is real different than the Pittsburgh, 3/4 of a mile up the street. You know what I mean? Right here, we're all having fun, everyone's relaxing, we're eating good, eating healthy, nutritious food, and you go up the street and you see nothing but bars and rib shacks. There's only 3/4 of a mile away from each other. You know what I mean? So my music and my life and all those things are influenced by the reality of these 2 Americas. Influenced by the reality that, and it's not always just racial, there are class issues of all elements that create like a different world for different people. You know what I mean? So in my music, or the music I did, it was to bring about a consciousness and paint a picture of those things. You know what I mean? To paint a picture of those images. You know what I mean? To paint a picture that they're going to be children who don't have enough food in the house tonight. It's reality. They're going to be children that has so much food in the house they could eat for the next 3 years. You know what I mean? And what role do artists play in that? Some would say not much, some would say a lot. You know, that's not for me to debate. But I know that as a person that cares about those kind of things, if you care about those things, that comes out in all aspects of your existence. And then you have to, it's incumbent upon you to respond to it.